More than hashtag part one was more of an informative meeting. It gave background on what part two, well, what it would lead up to in part two, and basically gave a lot of info, a lot of scenario situations that we would go more into depth in part two. From more than the hashtag part two, I feel like our members took away a lot more knowledge than what they had when they entered the room. A lot of people aren't aware of what they can and can't do in certain situations when it comes to law enforcement. A lot of people came into the room with a pretty negative viewpoint on law enforcement, and there was a really bad negative connotation to the term law enforcement, and it may have adjusted and reevaluated some things for a lot of people, and like I said, educated them on things to do and things not to do when it comes to any form of law enforcement.
Well, for this meeting, I would say that it was mostly to commemorate and look at all the lives we had lost, mostly in police brutality. Terrence Crutcher, all the names that we can think of that were hashtags on Twitter. Hence the name of the meeting, more than just a hashtag. This meeting came about when the UNT NAACP 6A53 asked our CAST, which is a theater arts program here in North Texas, if we could come together and probably show like small scenarios of the incidents and act it out, and just give people a background of everyone who we've lost in the police brutality. This meeting was important because it's important to educate and show everyone how we ourselves can combat against the police brutality, and also show like the number of lives we've lost, and that is an ongoing issue and is like still reoccurring.
This meeting was empowering because it brought a lot of people together to know that as a college student, every day we go through the same things every day, whether it's good or bad. So it really shed like a positive light on how to like deal with stuff every single day. Spiritually, mentally, physically, so it was a very, very good meeting. For me, I never really struggled with depression like that, but every now and then I should get a little stressed. So it was very like a coping mechanism, to say the least, to know that we had somebody to speak on it.
To express our goals for the year and really finding people within the org that have similar goals or that can hold you accountable. It was also to prepare us to face anxiety and depression and ways to cope with things like that during the year. My favorite part of the meeting was at the end when we all made our vision boards, because we just cut on some music and we were all just really laughing and joking around, just having a good time, while also writing out our goals and things we wanted to accomplish this year. Our first meeting of this semester, so I feel like we really came back hard. We came back with something that was relatable to all college students, not just Black people. It just spanned across a lot of different things for us.
Well, the juvenile justice meeting last semester, it was called Law and Order Juvenile Justice Unit, and it was mostly about the corruption and kind of influence that educators in lower education, like elementary, high school level, that they have on particularly youth of color. I chose to talk about this topic because it was one that affected me personally. I started out in elementary school in Dallas, Garland area, and then my mom, because she wanted me to have more opportunities and better access to education, we moved to Plano. And so the little time that I did have in those lower socioeconomic schools, I could easily see the difference from music programs or just art programs and internship opportunities, job opportunities. A lot of that didn't have, there wasn't in lower socioeconomic cities. So yeah, that was something, it just resonated with me personally.
We made the mentorship program this year because a lot of people have mentors on campus, but they're the same age, usually just seniors or something. But we wanted people who actually work in the offices and people who are graduated already and adults who were minorities. And that's helped a lot because I know my mentor, for example, she's helped me with my career and finding out about these scholarships that I never knew about and loans I never knew about, and just trying to make sure that I'm on the right track for school, whereas my mentors who were seniors, they couldn't really help me with stuff like that. I think that the mentorship program changed the game because every other mentorship program that I've been in, it's been student with student, and this one was student with faculty member or staff member. And so you're able to connect with someone who is older than you, more mature than you, already has been through college, already been through life, and to tell you what's right or what's wrong, who's not able to judge you and stuff like that.